Today is August 27th, 2023. This is Sunday, and there's no trading going on today. Except for crypto market is open like 7 days a week. But the spread is really wide. And so there's no point for me to trade the crypto. So what I'm essentially doing is waiting for Monday. Is Labor Day Monday? Maybe. Is it? I need to double check. So I on the weekends I study. And on the weekdays, on Saturdays, in the evenings, I am truly very, very thankful that I work as a dishwasher. It's allowing me to chase after my dream in the safety of forgiving Catholic owners. I have to say that if for not that they are faithful Catholics, I would probably have maybe I don't even want to think about it. But I'm here at age 54 years old, essentially being like essentially depending on the generosity of others. Okay. So I'm just waiting right now. Today's Sunday, Monday. Now I'm going to trade, but I'm not going to jump in. Whereas before I used to just jump in, right? I would see it. A lot of times what I would do is I would because I normally what I attempt to do is, because I know that I cannot chase after the trend when the trade occurs in the morning. And so what I do is I wait for a signature that tells me that that a reversion is occurring. But sometimes what it will do, in many of the instances, I would suffer a heavy drawdown, but eventually it would return. But there will be like one or two cases where it doesn't return. Okay, and what that means is when it doesn't return, it essentially just depletes my account, right? And so the other fact is that when it depletes, I don't have my stop losses set. And so when I don't have my stop losses set, I'm just allowing the market to just take whatever it wants, essentially, without like limiting my losses. And so I have a totally different change of plans now, and as long as I'm disciplined in enforcing that trading plan, then the future just may be very, very possible that things will be improving for the better in the near future. And so I'm in this building called CenturyLink. Century is essentially 100. And Warren Buffett has a buddy of his, and he talks about the first 100K is the hardest, and Century is 100, and 100K is definitely the hardest. If I am able to achieve that 100K, I'm just thinking ahead now. Is it baseless, or is it based on sound results? Is it too early? But it seems to me that the critical component of day trading was essentially that stop loss. That was it. That gives me time to reflect on what I need to do. So I'm waiting, and now I'm thinking in terms of the three possibilities on an intraday. So what happens is normally a trade settles down, trading within a range of open, okay, which is equivalent to what was on the previous day, and it moves sideways initially. Okay, that's what happens until some other form of news comes, a catalyst to disturb its trend, its range. Okay, it's range bound. And the other part is if there are news that had occurred over the weekend that was either negative or positive, and that will impact whether it starts on the lower end of the previous day's trading level, or on a high side of the trading level. And that has a different way of trading, okay? Because on a statistic basis, apparently when it is there's a 50% probability that the stock is going to reverse. That's what the statistic says. I have not done my own research, but apparently there's a study that says there's a 50% probability that a trend will reverse. Okay? And so if I were to consider that and it moves in that direction, and if I were to place a stop loss with a 2-to-1 win to loss ratio, that means on a statistical basis, if there's 50%, I will be able to now being able to absorb the drawdown if I were to enter too early, but I should be able to maneuver that based on strategically identifying the chart formations that allows me to shift in and making sure that my timing is right. When my timing is right, then I minimize the drawdown. And recognize these things will allow me to time my trade and be able to essentially create a essentially it's going to provide me with multiple angles that allows me to confirm whether my trade is in the right way or not. And so that's what I'm looking at this point. I'm thinking about what I can do. These are some ideas that I needed to think about. How I can improve, how I can fortify my trading, how I can look into these things so that it allows me to improve upon the percentage of gains that I have, the winning ratio, improve my winning ratio, find more opportunities to figure out what to do. These are things like brainstorming some ideas that I have.